What it do, family and friends? Welcome back to the Church of Black Power. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can pop, beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please hit that link in the description and put your signature on the petition for reparations. And with that being said, family, let's get into this Trump situation. Because I have a lot of questions, a lot of unanswered questions. And far be it from me to, let me put it like this. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. However, there are a lot of unanswered questions going on here. There's a lot of unanswered questions. But before we get to those unanswered questions, let's get into these articles. And then you'll probably have the same questions that I have. If not, I'm still going to ask those questions. And you let me know if I'm reaching. Okay? Let's get into it. Trump rally shooting live updates. FBI releases suspected gunman's identity. Let's get into it, family. Donald Trump was rushed off stage during the election rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on Saturday after an assassination attempt on the former president. Secret Service agents swarmed Trump and ducked behind the podium. Blood could be seen on his right ear of Trump, should be the right ear of Trump, as agents surrounded him and led him off the stage to a waiting vehicle to whisk him away. Trump is fine, a spokesperson said. The alleged shooter is dead. One spectator is dead, while two are in serious condition, according to officials. Let's get this on the read. There we go. Security looked at roofs during preparation, sources tell ABC News. The roof where the suspected gunman fired shots at former President Donald Trump had been surveyed during security preparations for the event. A law enforcement source told ABC News. The roof was empty during those security preparations, the source said. So I'm pretty sure you guys could figure out my first question. If they did the perimeter search, then how did that gunman get on that roof if they already checked it and people were being checked for weapons? How did he get that weapon in? How did he get on that roof? If you have snipers all over the place, they're watching for things like that. So how did he get there? And how did he get a weapon onto that roof with him? But let's check out the person that they claim is the gunman. What we know so far about Trump's shooting suspect, Thomas Matthew Crooks. Let's get into it, family. The FBI has named a man who shot at Donald Trump during the campaign rally as Thomas Matthew Crooks. Crooks is alleged to have opened fire while the former U.S. president was addressing a crowd in Butler, Pennsylvania, leaving one audience member dead and two others badly hurt. The 20-year-old was shot dead at the scene by a Secret Service sniper, officials said. In a statement, the FBI said Crooks was the subject involved in the assassination attempt on the former president and that an active investigation was underway. Let's get down here. Who shot at Donald Trump? Thomas Crooks had not been carrying ID, which a lot of times shooters don't do that. They don't carry an identification card if they're going to go do something like this. They don't want to be identified. So investigators used DNA to identify him, the FBI said. He was from Bethel Park in Pennsylvania, about 70 kilometers, 43 miles from Butler, the site of the attempted assassination. And it appears, to have graduated in 2020 from Bethel Park High School, the school district confirmed in a statement. State voter records show that Crooks was a registered Republican, according to U.S. media. He is also reported to have donated $15 to liberal campaign group Act Blue in 2021. He out here balling, y'all. He's donating $15. He's a baller. Law enforcement officials believe the weapon used to shoot at Donald Trump was purchased by Crooks' father, the Associated Press news agency reports. Speaking on condition of amnesty, I don't like that. Two people told AP that Crooks' father bought a weapon at least 6 months ago. Okay. What was his motivation? Having established Crooks' identity, police and agencies are investigating his motives. We do not currently have an identified motive, said Kevin Rojek. I might have slaughtered that name. FBI Pittsburgh special agent in charge at a briefing on Saturday night. The inquiry into what took place could last for months, and investigators would work tirelessly to identify what Crooks' motive was, Mr. Rojak said. Speaking to CNN, Crooks' father, Matthew Crooks, said he was trying to figure out what the hell is going on, but would wait until I talked to law enforcement before speaking about his son. Police sealed off the road to the house where Crooks lived, CBS News reports. A neighbor told CBS that officers evacuated her in the middle of the night with no warning. That is messed up. Bethel Park police said there was a bomb investigation surrounding Crooks' home. Interesting. And this is a video of the shooter. We're going to show that in a second. I have a greater point I want to make with that video. One person was killed. 2 others were injured in the shooting. All 3 victims are adult men and were audience members, CBS News reports. Their names have not been released. I don't remember a time that a victim of something like this was held from the public. I just don't. Unless it was like a child or something like that. I don't remember one time that something like this happened and the victims' names were not released, unless it was a child. But we know it's not a child because it says right here, all 3 victims are adult men. And they were audience members. So that gives me a little something ain't right vibe. It gives me a little something ain't right vibe. A GoFundMe page organized by the Trump campaign's National Finance Director Meredith O'Rourke was set up in the hours after the attack, with donations going to the families of the injured. It has so far raised more than $340,000. In a post to his Truth Social platform, Trump said he was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately something was wrong in that I heard a whistling sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin, Trump wrote. Much bleeding took place. So I realized then what was happening. Blood was clearly visible on Trump's ear and face as protection officers rushed him away. Trump is doing well and is grateful to law enforcement officers, according to the statement published on the Republican National Committee's website. Now, let me get into this question here, because like I said, family, we have a situation where the perimeter in itself was searched. There was no gunman there. There was nothing to indicate that there was any weapons there or anything. They said it was clear. So like I said, how did he get there? It just doesn't make sense to me. And then we move on to this article here, and it's telling us about the one that was killed, one person that was killed, and the two others that was injured. But it's not giving any identifiers to those people. Who they are, age, nothing. And usually, when we have these type of articles, they go into depth about the victims. Now tell me I'm wrong. If I'm wrong and I'm reaching, please let me know. But I want to play one more clip for you guys. Well, let me play this clip first, and then I'm going to go to the clip I want to play for you guys.
I hope he's turning this way. Be careful, guys.
What are you doing?
So this is supposed to be the gunman right there, family. And yeah, how did he get there? I mean, he's very close. So close that someone was able to pick him up on their phone. But I want to play this other video because it reminded me of something. When Trump was speaking, he had just got finished speaking about Ronald Reagan, who was another president who was shot. And is things starting to piece itself together? I don't know. I might be reaching. However, when thinking about that, I started looking up clips from when Reagan was shot. And I came across this clip that I want to play. And it speaks about Reagan's assassination attempt. But I want you to hear about how the FBI and law enforcement prepare for these kind of events and things like that. So let's go.
Warning. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
March 30th, 1981. John Hinckley was a 25-year-old with romantic delusions, convinced that actress Jodie Foster would be impressed if he killed the president. Outside the Hilton Hotel in Washington, D.C., Hinckley caught up with his target.
And I don't think there was a better demonstration of how that training worked than the assassination attempt against President Reagan. Judge Jerry Parr and Ray Shattuck, as soon as that first shot goes off, they grab the president and they throw him into the car.
Agent Tim McCarthy shielded Reagan with his body, taking a bullet in the process. Within moments, the limo sped away from a scene of chaos. Hinckley was buried under a mountain of Secret Service agents. Agent McCarthy, Press Secretary James Brady, and D.C. policeman Thomas Delahanty lay on the sidewalk, severely injured. All three survived, but Brady had permanent brain damage.
The old saying that, Secret Service agent will take a bullet for the president. If you look at the Reagan assassination, Tim McCarthy did do that, but he was trained to do that as well, and his heroic actions demonstrate that.
Although the agents around the president reacted heroically, many mistakes had been made. The Secret Service relies on a perimeter system of protection. The outer is a preliminary check by local police. The middle has Secret Service agents searching for weapons.
And then there's the inner perimeter, and that's the final defense. It's the agents around the president.
So, if you didn't catch that, we're gonna run that back.
The outer is a preliminary check by local police. The middle has Secret Service agents searching for weapons.
So, this is how it's supposed to be. So how did that man get up there with that gun? Especially with Secret Service snipers looking through the perimeter. I don't get it. I do not get it. Let's continue.
And then there's the inner perimeter, and that's the final defense. It's the agents around the president.
Hinckley had penetrated 2 of the perimeters and fired at least 5 shots at point-blank range. The Secret Service had been trying for years to get metal detectors to screen for weapons. They got authorization days later.
So family, I truly, I don't know about this. I'm not saying that it is staged. I'm just asking a question. Is it a coincidence that he was speaking about Ronald Reagan a few minutes earlier, and then someone tries to take him out, like Ronald Reagan? And I wouldn't put it past Trump or Biden to pull anything like this. I wouldn't. Because if you look at all the memes that's going on online, you got people calling him Trump Cent, putting his face on 50 Cent's body, remixing the Miniman song. Like, there's a lot of push going on now. And now I even heard a space, and we're going to talk about that on another day. I heard a space where people was quick to blame this on the liberals, was quick to blame this on Biden, quick to blame this on the Democrats. And I don't really see the same way that they see it. And all of them were then there like, and now he's definitely gonna win. He's out there for the people, and they tried to take him out. And to me, that brings up a greater question. Is this a coincidence, or is it staged? Now, like I said, it would put my worries to bed if I could at least know the information on the other victims and corroborate that. But there's nothing. Can't get a name. But we do know that Trump was hit in the ear. So like I said, family, this is a question. I'll leave it up to you guys to make a decision for yourselves once we get more information out, of course. But I'm sitting here trying to figure out why that man got up there. How that man got up there. I know the why, but how that man got up there. This is the issue I'm having. The why, and them not releasing the names of the victims. Unless they were children, usually the victims' names are released along with their age, sometimes their occupation. So I'm just going to leave it at that, family. We're going to have to wait till more information comes out to make a definitive decision on whether it is coincidence or whether it's staged. Because I don't want to be insensitive to if there are actual victims, I don't want to be insensitive to them. I don't want to be insensitive to a person who was taken off the map due to the actions of one moron. However, I do have questions and they should be answered. With that being said, family and friends, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you hit that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, hit that link in the description and put your signature on the petition for reparations. Family, the truth shall always come to the light. And we'll figure this out sooner than later, I'm pretty sure. With that being said, family and friends, the doors of the church are now closed. Peace, family.